Keyshawn Davis seems to be going all out against Tank until he agrees to fight him.
That's pay-per-view. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's gonna sell more than his fight right now that he got, and it's gonna sell more than his last fight, guaranteed.
He first talked about Tank's past, and now he's even brought up Tank's trainer, Calvin Ford. Keyshawn says Tank is not the face of boxing, and if he is, it won't last long because he's coming after Tank.
Now he got no choice but to fight me. The fans want him to fight me. After what I just did tonight against a guy that's bigger than him, come on now, if I touch him, what's gonna happen? Talk about that. Everybody wanna talk about, oh, Keyshawn, what if he touch you? What if I touch him? Yeah, okay.
Keyshawn Davis hasn't been in any games lately, and after his latest knockout win over Gustavo Lemos, he made that very clear. Keyshawn attacked Tank before he even left the ring, and he kept going after him for his size, the way he fights, and his image in the ring.
I love Keyshawn. I think he's a great fighter. I think he's getting better and better and better.
Keyshawn said Tank's only real strength is a strong punch and not any real skills to back it up. He recently insulted Tank again by calling him a dwarf who doesn't know how to fight. Now he's gone even further and asked if Tank's trainer, Calvin Ford, really uses a fake juicing method to keep his fighter ready.
Davis, the top guy. I would go for the top guy. If I could choose, I would choose Tank Davis.
Boxing is a sport where comments like these almost demand a response, and Tank, who doesn't like being insulted, fired back with his own verbal hook. He called Keyshawn a mouthy bee who wasn't paying attention and said that Keyshawn wouldn't make it to 20 fights without losing, and told him to shut up and stop using his name to stay relevant. The light division is on fire right now because of this change, and all fans want to know where it's going.
Based on this performance to take on Tank Davis, and how does that fight play out?
I feel like Keyshawn is ready to take on a guy like Tank. I think that Keyshawn is one of the most skillful fighters in the sport of boxing. I always told Keyshawn since...
Keyshawn Davis has been working his way up the ladder, aiming for his shot at the top. His win in Norwich in front of over 10,000 fans was a big show, a move that had people talking even before he decided to take on Tank. Verbally, the 25-year-old dropped Gustavo Lemos in just 2 rounds, and the hometown crowd roared as he stood victorious for Davis. This fight was not only about adding another win to his record, but also about making a point. He's ready to take on the best, and he's got his eyes on Tank.
His coattail, like, bro, I don't need you. I don't have to fight you. I'm making real. I don't need you, bro. If you want to fight me, send me a contract, but if you don't, I'm going to be just as popular fighting you or not fighting you. I'm going to make my money fighting you or not fighting you. So don't get it twisted like I'm...
When reporters pressed him after the fight, asking if he had anything to say to Gervonta, Davis didn't hesitate. Tank knows I want to fight him, he said, practically daring Tank to react. This wasn't the usual respectful call-out. Davis went for Tank's throat, throwing out comments meant to get under his skin, dismissing Tank as just a dwarf and a knockout puncher with no real skills. Keyshawn made it clear he thinks Tank's image is all smoke and no fire.
Just one question, how did Keyshawn look, man?
You ready for whoever comes next, man? That boy ready. He been ready.
Keyshawn Davis might be the new kid on the block, but he's not exactly unknown. He's earned some respect in the boxing world, partly because of his Olympic silver medal and partly due to his recent performances. Still, he's got a long way to go before he's a household name like Tank. He's undefeated so far, and his KO of Lemos was a statement, but Tank's right in one sense. Keyshawn hasn't yet faced the same caliber of fighters. Keyshawn knows it, and that's probably why he's itching for a big name fight to cement his image.
I mean, it's a stack card.
Time out. Was he selling 10,000 tickets at 11-0? But I'm not worth mentioning. Like, what are you talking about, bro? Make it make sense.
He isn't just focused on Tank, though. In the crowded lightweight division, he's got his eye on other top names too, like Shocker Stevenson, Vasily Lomachenko, and Dennis Berich. And there's another wild card in the mix, Richardson Hitchens, who recently won a somewhat controversial win in an IBF eliminator, hasn't shied away from the trash talk either. He's dared Keyshawn, telling him he'd welcome him in the 140 pounds division to settle things. It's almost like the whole division's heating up with everyone calling out everyone else, but Keyshawn seems most interested in Tank.
I want to fight you. I want to fight you. You feel me? If you want to fight, let me know, because I want to fight.
Richardson Hitchens didn't let Keyshawn's latest win go without comment. He had beef with Davis for a while, and after his own controversial win earlier this year, he's made it known he'd like to see Keyshawn at 140. Hitchen mocked Keyshawn, calling him out and even dragging his brother into it, saying both the Davis brothers could come to his area and get taken down. Hitchens has been getting momentum, and with a title shot against Liam Perot coming up, he's positioning himself as a real contender, but But Keyshawn's focus on Tank sends a strong message. He's not interested in climbing up slowly. He wants a shortcut to the top.
Kinda gotta slow down a little bit, bro. Don't rush, because one wrong move, bro, and you get in there with somebody like Tank and you get knocked out, bro, your career is over.
The competition with Tank has added a new layer to Keyshawn's story. Here's a young fighter who's not content to follow the typical path to the title. Instead, he's decided to take on the sport's most feared puncher, a man known for finishing fights with explosive knockouts. But Keyshawn, confident, almost cocky, doesn't think Tank's power is enough to scare him. He's questioning Tank's skill, his size, and even the training methods of Tank's longtime coach, Calvin Ford.
Tank's skill is phenomenal, but I just feel like he's offense first. I feel like he's offense first, or I feel like Tank is the type of fighter.
Calvin Ford is one of the most respected coaches in the game, and he's been in Tank's corner through thick and thin. Keyshawn's words hit not only Tank, but his entire camp, suggesting there's something shady about how they prepare for fights. Whether Keyshawn believes it or not, the statement was calculated. It was meant to rile Tank up and cast doubt on his entire team.
Don't you know that, bro? The bald head dude. The dude told me, yo, just don't call Tank out for the rest of the year. Don't do this, don't do that. Gilly said, hold on, OG, what you mean don't call him out? What you mean? This nigga's just worried.
But Tank's reaction made it clear that Keyshawn's words didn't intimidate him. They just made him angry. The question now is how this rivalry will play. For Keyshawn, it's a risky move. He's still building his career, and Tank's right. He's not yet a proven winner. Keyshawn is taking a big swing, and if he falls short, it could set him back.
When you spar Tank, what did you learn about yourself when that happened?
I learned that I can hang in there with the elite level. I feel like I can take a punch because he caught me with, well, I remember he caught me with 2 good shots.
But on the other hand, if he keeps winning, he could force Tank into a hole where a fight becomes inevitable. Tank is established with a long list of wins and a name that's been built over time. Keyshawn is looking for a path to that same status, and he's hoping that by calling Tank out in such a personal way, he can fast-track his way there. Tank's not going to make it easy, though he's been through wars in the ring, taken on some of the biggest names in his division, and come out on top. For him, Keyshawn is just a loudmouth, another up-and-comer trying to make a name by targeting someone more established, but Tank can't completely ignore the challenge either. If Keyshawn keeps winning, fans will start demanding the fight, and in boxing, fan pressure can sometimes make things happen that fighters and promoters initially resist. And this is what is exactly about to happen between Tank and Keyshawn. Besides, right after his fight, every fan commented that they should now give Tank to Keyshawn. And it wasn't just because of the competition, it was because of the way Keyshawn is dropping opponents. However, this is not distracting Tank from the Roach fight, and as much as people believe this will be another easy win for Tank, Shocker Stevenson, who now is a close friend to Keyshawn, thinks that Lamont Roach will actually be a challenge to Tank. And not just that, Shocker even thinks that Keyshawn Davis will actually put Tank down if they got in the ring.
Frank also sparred Tank a while back and claimed that he hurt Tank. You say you never had a problem with Tank, and that's cool. Frank Martin said he actually hurt Tank.
Shocker Stevenson isn't dismissing Roach, and he doesn't think Tank should either with their upcoming fight on the horizon. Shocker thinks people are overlooking the task Roach will bring to the ring, warning that Lamont is ready to show the world who he is. Tank might be 30-0 with a terrifying 28 KOs, but Stevenson is not sure that this fight will be a cakewalk. While Tank has knocked out most of his opponents, he's not immune to problems in the ring, especially against fighters who can keep up with his pressure.
Just kind of strengthening the bond with you and Shakur. Was Shakur around the time to also help you throughout?
Yeah, Shakur was calling me while I was in the mental home. Yeah. But people want us to fight though. It's weird, you know what I'm saying? But shouts out Shakur, man. He's definitely somebody that's always supporting me, man. Like even early on in this camp, he told me about how he...
Shocker thinks Roach might be that kind of fighter, someone who can handle the heat Tank brings and turn it back on him. Roach isn't just here to live, he's a talented boxer with the skills to make Tank work harder than expected. If he finds gaps in Tank's defense, he could put on a show that would catch fans off guard. For Shocker, This fight is more about seeing if Tank can handle a different kind of challenge, one that isn't just about power but finesse, time, and smarts. Roach's style could force Tank to go the distance, trying his endurance and adaptability.
Truth be told, Brian, I literally just got off the phone. I just hung up the phone with Shakur, saying I gotta do an interview with you. And I'm like, cool, what you think? Like, because I'm a person that really believes in myself, you know?
Yeah.
So I want to get other people's opinions too. Like, am I tripping, or do what I really believe, is that true? Is other people believe that in them too? And he like, bro, what you believe in, keep believing in that, because I believe in it too. I feel like you're ready for them top.
But this is not the only thing Shocker is confident about. His faith in his friend and teammate Keyshawn Davis is another layer in all of this. He's been pumping up Keyshawn, telling him to go straight for Tank. Shocker isn't just blowing smoke here. He genuinely thinks Keyshawn has what it takes to give Tank a real fight. Shocker sees the skills, the hunger, and the raw talent in Keyshawn that could make him a real threat. Keyshawn's recent wins, his confidence, and his aggressive style all add up to a fighter who could step into the ring with Tank and hold his ground.
Knock that man ass out, man. Stop playing with me, man. Keep that going, man.
Shocker's advice isn't just casual encouragement, it's a challenge. He wants Keyshawn to set his sights high and aim for Tank. He's seen Keyshawn put in the work and he's seen what he can do in the ring. According to him, he knows that Keyshawn is still building his reputation, but he believes a fight with Tank could be the career-defining moment. Keyshawn looking for if Tank's taking on Roach, a solid and dangerous fighter. It's only a matter of time before he'll have to consider stepping in with Keyshawn, and with Shocker in Keyshawn corner pushing him forward. The message is clear: Keyshawn is ready to make noise and he's not backing down.
Look, man, only way I want to see Tank Davis versus Keyshawn Davis if Keyshawn go get that belt that Barinchik got. Tank take care of Loma and Shakur first, and then if Keyshawn had a couple of defenses and look outstanding in them.
In the meantime, Tank is weighing his choices. While he's set to face Roach, he's also looking at other names in the division. Shocker Stevenson and Vasily Lomachenko, with their respective belts, are the near threats, each with a distinct style that could challenge Tank in different ways. And then there's the rising tide of contenders like Keyshawn, who are eager to test themselves against the best. Tank's threat isn't going to be an easy one, not if he's serious about defending his spot at the top. Roach is the first step, but fighters like Keyshawn are closing in, each one hungry to take on the king of the lightweight class.
What was your thoughts on that type of performance as a rising star in boxing?
Where you at, Tank? Where you at? Where you at, Tank? That's why I was.
As far as Shocker's concerned, Roach isn't an easy night, and Tank should know that by now. This fight is going to be a test of how well Tank can change, and if he makes it through, Keyshawn could be next in line. It's not only Shocker pushing the idea of the Tank versus Davis fight. In fact, you would be surprised by how many big names want this fight. In an interview with Fight Hype, Timothy Bradley fired up Keyshawn, pushing him to go straight for Gervonta. Tank Davis, where are you? Bradley asked, throwing shade right at Tank to Bradley. This is the best moment for Keyshawn to take on the big names, and he's clearly not the only one who thinks Keyshawn is ready to step up.
From a experience aspect of where Keyshawn is in his career, it's a perfect fight for Tank Davis. It's a perfect fight, you know.
Bradley's excitement isn't just hype. He's seen Keyshawn's growth personally and he's impressed. He went on to say that this is the version of Keyshawn he's been waiting for: focused, stable, and packing the right mentality to push his career forward. Bradley pointed out that Keyshawn team is finally clicking and his skill set is sharper than ever. According to Bradley, Keyshawn's journey hasn't been a straight road, but he's finally found his footing and looks more dangerous than ever. This isn't the first time Bradley has backed Keyshawn, but now he's making it clear he thinks the 25-year-old has all the tools needed to stand toe-to-toe with Tank. He finally got it. He got the right mindset, Bradley said, clearly energized by what he's seen from Keyshawn lately. For Bradley, it's not just about Keyshawn's physical ability. It's his attitude that's making the difference. Keyshawn been working on his skills, but Bradley's impressed by the mental toughness he's starting to show. He knows that in the ring the right attitude can make all the difference, and he thinks Keyshawn has finally tapped into it. Bradley's enthusiasm didn't stop at words of support. He outright took off his hat to Keyshawn, giving him extra credit for his recent performance against Gustavo Lemos. Bradley accepts that some people might try to downplay the win, with critics saying Lemos wasn't this or that, but Bradley sees things differently. He thinks Lemos had certain benefits that could have made things tough for Keyshawn, but in the end, skill won the day for Bradley. Keyshawn's performance wasn't just about beating Lemos. It was about rising above any hurdles thrown his way.
American, you still trying to adapt to this, to our environment. You still trying to build yourself. So why the fuck did you say?
My son. Keyshawn, my son.
Andy Cruz, I don't gotta fight you.
Lemos had an unfair edge over people. They had an uneven playing field. Bradley said. Without diving into the specifics, he left it vague but clear that he felt Lemos was given an edge somehow, maybe in preparation, maybe in training. Though regardless, Bradley believes Keyshawn overcame any of those barriers and came out on top because of his skills. This was a subtle shot at those who might undermine Keyshawn win, as Bradley reinforced that Keyshawn didn't just win, he proved he's a force to be reckoned with no matter the opponent.
Teofimo been doing a lot of talking lately, so hey, I go up to 140 and fight Teofimo. What's up? Get this win tonight. Teofimo, you already know how I'm coming. You and your father. So let's set it up. I come straight to 140. Let's go.
The recent win against Lemos umps Davis's record to an impressive 12-0 with 8 knockouts and has the boxing world talking about his promise. Lemos, who had only lost once before and never by stoppage, was no easy opponent, yet Davis made it look easy. And that's what makes his win so important. It's one thing to beat a good fighter, it's another to do it with style and power. Keyshawn's performance wasn't just about securing a victory. It was about setting a tone. He's here to climb, and he's eyeing the biggest names in his class.
Big news, fight family. The winner of Gustavo Lemos versus Keyshawn Davis will more than likely be the mandatory to Dennis Baranchuk. Is Keyshawn Davis world title bound? I think so.
After the fight, Keyshawn didn't spend time calling out his next targets. Denis Beranek and Tank Baroni, holding an unbeaten 190 record, is the reigning WBO lightweight champion, and a good step up for Keyshawn with his recent win. Davis has likely locked himself into a title shot against Baranchuk, and he's sure that he'll take the WBO belt. He even hinted that he thought Lemos might have been a harder opponent than Baranchuk will be.
Keyshawn Davis said he won't fight Gervonta Tank Davis after his fight with Gustavo Lemos. More pump faking from these dudes when it come to Tank. Bro, why all these dudes be pump faking like this, bro? It's so annoying, bro. It's so damn annoying. Keyshawn, why ain't you been talking like this for the past 2-3 months?
It's a bold message, but Keyshawn's style backs it up. He's focused, sharp, and shows more maturity in the ring with each fight. Keyshawn's calling card is his strong, relentless fighting style, but his post-fight statements showed a strategic mind at work. A world title is surely going to be next. In 2025 we've got big plans for everybody in the boxing world, Davis announced, setting the stage for what could be an exciting year in the division. He didn't shy away from calling out Tank's. The message is clear, he's ready to face the best.
Tank for sure got all the skill, all the ability in the world. Tank is one of the few fighters that I got real.
If Keyshawn gets to take Baron's belt, it sets up a massive unification fight with Tank in 2025. A fight between Keyshawn and Tank is the type of showdown that could define the lightweight division for years to come. The rivalry has been heating up for a while, with Davis and Tank swapping verbal jabs in the media. This isn't just talk, it's clear that both fighters are interested in proving who's superior. The fact that Tank and Keyshawn have been sizing each other up only fuels the tension. Keyshawn thinks he's not just another opponent for Tank. He's the one to beat him, and with his momentum, his confidence is understandable. Davis's next step facing Baroni could be the right preparation for a potential Tank matchup. Baroni is no pushover. He's an experienced, durable fighter with a knack for making opponents uncomfortable, but if Keyshawn can get past him, it would elevate his credibility and place him at champion-level contender. Beating Beranek would not only give him a title, but would also add legitimacy to his growing status as a top threat in the division. Should he win that title unification fight with Tank, it becomes the obvious next step. It's the kind of matchup fans dream about: two unbeaten fighters, both with title belts, going head-to-head in a battle for supremacy. The clash of styles alone would make for a thrilling fight. Tank's brute power and knockout ability against Keyshawn's speed, accuracy, and energy could result in one of the year's most explosive fights. The division is packed with ability, but Keyshawn versus Tank has the makings of a special event. How do you think this ends? Share your ideas below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates. See you in the next one.